Hello out there to all viewers and wherever you may be. Thank you for watching this tutorial video. Well, my name is Virgil and I am a student at Florida International University. As part of my course in ethical hacking that is taught by Dr. Paris Pons, I have to do a tutorial video on a topic related to hacking. So the following information you are about to hear and watch is only and strictly for educational purposes. I claim no responsibility in any form, whatever you get to do with this information. I am going to present a tutorial on WIFIpineapple. As you probably saw on my PowerPoint slide, you can see WIFIpineapple. So the first question that comes, what it is? Well, imagine if there's a gadget that could disguise itself to look just like your favorite Wi-Fi hotspot, fooling your phone or laptop into connecting and enabling to capture all of your personal data. Then imagine that it only costs under $100 and being smaller than a book could easily be kept hidden in public places. Yep, that's the WIFIpineapple. This little device, as you can see here, I have it connected to my laptop via Ethernet. So once you have your WIFIpineapple connected and running, what can you do with it? You could do like a man-in-the-middle attack, allowing its owner to snoop on all the traffic, keylog password entries, generally compromise anyone using Wi-Fi in the area. So in a nutshell, WIFIpineapple is known as hotspot honeypot. When WIFIpineapple is activated, it steals the credential of legitimate Wi-Fi network that users have access in the past. At that point, the owner of the WIFIpineapple could launch a man-in-the-middle attack and all of the other attacks that I mentioned and steal passwords and other data, for example. I am going to present a tutorial on WIFIpineapple on how to use Karma, a feature that is built into your WIFIpineapple. Let me provide to you an overview of Karma by explaining what it is and how it works. Karma stands for Karma Attacked Radio Machine Automatically. A radio machine, in simple terms, is any Wi-Fi equipped device such as a computer, a smartphone, a tablet, or even a gaming system like Xbox or PlayStation. Anything that is Wi-Fi capable, and here is how it works. I will show you the following illustration to help explain. Each time we connect to a wireless network, our computer remembers that network's name and its password, so we can automatically reconnect to it in the future. It does this so we don't have to open Network Manager, find the network, and input the network password every time we want to reconnect. So what most people don't realize is that no matter where you are, your computer is constantly searching for the network you previously connected to. To search for these networks, your computer is sending out what is called a probe request. And a probe request is the same thing as your computer saying, hey, so-and-so network, are you nearby? And if so, I'd like to connect. This is where we can apply Karma. Karma behaves like a wireless access point and respond to those probe requests. When your computer says, hey, so-and-so network, are you nearby? Karma responds by saying, yes, I am so-and-so network, go ahead and connect to me. And what Karma does, it analyzes those probe requests, extract the network identifying information such as network name, MAC address, and then uses that information to create a clone of the network. Because your computer cannot differentiate between the authentic network and the clone, it automatically establishes a connection. So now that we have an understanding about Karma, I am going to show you how to use it. Well, first you need to power on your WIFIpineapple, and then you're going to connect it. You can do this either Wi-Fi or the Ethernet cable. In my case, as I previously mentioned, I have connected my WIFIpineapple via Ethernet cable to my laptop. Once you are connected, go ahead and open up a web browser. And once you have your web browser open, we're going to type the following: 172.16.42.1:147/, and then we hit enter. As you can see, I'm already logged in into my WIFIpineapple. But in your case, it would have prompted you for a username, which is by default root, and then it would ask you for a password, and the password default is pineapples are yummy. So once you are logged in, we are going to refer to the tile label Karma on the left middle corner, as you can see here on my screen. You may also notice the service title MK5 Karma, and it should be currently on disabled state. In my case, I had already enabled it, so you go right ahead on your end and enable it. Now we are going to start Karma by simply hitting enter on Karma. From this point on, I am going to use some PowerPoint illustration, since I have changed some of that information to be able to do this tutorial. If you refer to the tile file label Karma connection status, you will notice that Karma is active. As you can see, Karma enabled. What I am going to do now is to move over to my victim machine, and on my victim machine I am going to enable my Wi-Fi, and then I will move back over to my WIFIpineapple. So Wi-Fi is going on, and if there are any nearby computers searching for a familiar network, you will see a statement that says pro request from, and then the victim MAC address for SSID and for the name of the network the computer is searching for, as you can see on my screen. Once Karma spoofs the network and the victim connect, you will see a statement that says checking SSID for star association. Pass through and the name of the network followed by a statement successful association of, and then the victim's MAC address. So what this means is that the victim's computer believe is connected to the network shown in the past, but it is actually connected to your WIFIpineapple. And what I'm going to do now is to move back to my victim machine so I can show you I am connected to a network titled Starbucks for this example. Although there is no Starbucks network anywhere around, and you can see there on my network manager the Starbucks Wi-Fi, and because I tether my WIFIpineapple to my Android 4G, I am able to provide my clients with internet access. I am going to move over to the WIFIpineapple control center. And you can see that the Pineapple had intercepted a number of probe requests looking for a number of different networks. So before I conclude, let me give you a real life example how karma can be used. I am going to use a Starbucks for this example. We arrive at a Starbucks, we order a coffee or maybe a frap or one of your favorite drinks. Then we go have a seat. Once we're comfortable, we boot our WIFIpineapple, start karma, and then we send the authentication attack to the authentic Starbucks network to disconnect everybody. What's going to happen now is all those computers that were disconnected, they are going to try to reconnect to Starbucks. But because we put an authentic Starbucks network in a suspended state with our de-authentication stack, and because we have karma, we are going to intercept all of those probe requests, and all of those computers are going to connect to us. From this point forward, the possibilities are limitless. We can perform a man-in-the-middle attack, analyze network traffic, capture users' names and password, spawn a reverse shell, or whatever we want to do. All of the computers are now compromised. So that's how you use karma. And now, to proceed, I'm going to show you how to crack WPS wireless security using, once again, your WIFIpineapple. To get started, you want to download your Infusion for your WIFIpineapple. And as we did previously, to log into WIFIpineapple, we have to go to a web browser, and then on the web browser, we type 172.168.42.1:1471 /. So once you're there, once again, you're going to have to enter your username that by default it's root, and your password that also by default, unless you might have changed it. So then you go right ahead and enter that info. You're going to be logged in, and because I'm using on my laptop Windows 8, somehow every time that I try to use the Pineapple bar to have access to all of the infusions available on WIFIpineapple, as you can see, I get an error connecting. So I went right ahead and used my other laptop that has Windows 7, and I performed the following operation, and I'm going to show you via PowerPoint. So what you want to do is head over to the Pineapple bar as you saw previously. Click on the tab to access the infusion list, and this is what you're going to get. WPS, and then it's going to show you user infusion, and then you have next to it show. We go and hit show to see a listing of all the different user infusions available, and my PowerPoint slide just show that. We're going to go right ahead on WPS and install. Once you hit install, you're going to choose install to internal storage. Once you have done that, let me go back again to the WIFIpineapple screen, and we're back here again. If we look on the title page and scroll down, you will see WPS was installed. To get started, we want to go ahead and open it, and we're going to use WLAN 1 for our interface, and then hit refresh AP. Once you do that, you will see a listing of all the networks available. Once we have the network that we are looking to crack their WPS on, we're going to go ahead and disable WLAN 1, and we're going to start monitor mode. But before you do that, make sure that you had installed River and Bully if you don't have this already installed on your WIFIpineapple. So install them if you don't see them. After that, we're going to highlight access point that we want to crack WPS on. In my case, you don't see anything on BSSID of the target IP and on the SSID of the target AP. But in your case, if you go right ahead and do that, these two sections are going to be filled, and even the channel section as well. We are going to choose monitor interface to Mon 0. In my case, I'm not showing any Mon 0 because, as I previously mentioned, this section is not filled in. But in your case, you will have it, so then you will go right ahead and choose Mon 0. Now, I am going to call your attention to some of these additional options. You can use advanced options if you want. If you know how to use them, then you also have even more advanced options that you can use. You can look up some of these features online to understand how they work. They are different depending on the type of attack you want to perform. Some are for networks that have better security and others that you can see. If I go back to the general, you will see that on the program you have River. River performs a brute force attack against an access point Wi-Fi protected setup ping number. River performs a brute force attack against the AP, attempting every possible combination in order to guess the AP's 8-digit ping number. Since the ping numbers are all numeric, there are 10 to the 8th possible values for any given pin number. However, because the last digit of the pin is a checksum value which can be calculated based on the previous 7 digits, that key space is reduced to 10 to the 7. River Brute forces the first half of the pin and then the second half of the pin, meaning that the entire key space for the WPS pin number can be exhausted in 11,000 attempts. The speed at which River can test pin numbers is entirely limited by the speed at which the AP can process WPS requests. Some AP are fast enough that one pin can be tested every second. Others are slower and only allow one pin every 10 seconds. Statistically, it will only take half of that time in order to guess the correct pin number. As you can see, some of these features will give you different options so that you are able to do different types of attacks. For example, the default receive timeout period is 5 seconds. This timeout period can be manually, if necessarily, extended or reduced to even 1 second by using some of these advanced features. Some APs also will temporarily lock their WPS state, typically for 5 minutes or less, when suspicious activity is detected. By default, when a locked state is detected, River will check the state every 315 seconds and not continue brute force pins until the WPS state is unlocked. This check can be increased or decreased to any known negative integer values. And to conclude this tutorial on WIFIpineapple, now we pose the question, are there any defenses against WIFIpineapple? As I have explained, the Pineapple responds to beacon frames, claiming it is the access point or BSSID your device is actively requesting. As the whole Pineapple Wi-Fi network is unencrypted, it will not prompt the user for a pre-shared key, PSK, or enterprise credentials. The Wi-Fi client will blindly trust and associate with the Pineapple through the rogue SSID. So in order to provide some defenses against WIFIpineapple, we have to understand what is the fundamental premise of a WIFIpineapple attack. And some internet posting advise forcing the use of SSL with browser plugins like HTTPS anywhere, like for example Chrome and Firefox. Other advise using the HTTP strict transport security headers on servers, so that browsers are aware that only HTTPS should be used as a communication channel. But neither of these are effective, as the Pineapple is essentially a man-in-the-middle device. Therefore, it can manipulate the traffic that flows through the Pineapple's internet connection. The WIFIpineapple website offers additional modules called Infusion, as we saw previously on this tutorial. Among those Infusion is a module called SSL Strip. This module essentially is a man-in-the-middle attack connection, so that Pineapple will talk over SSL to the requested web server. However, the Pineapple will talk plain regular HTTP to any wireless client. This module thus renders any SSL protection useless. Now, the most important protection comes again managing your connection. This is not really for the inexperienced. It requires understanding by the user. Therefore, you are still vulnerable through user error. You can configure some mobile devices to not automatically connect to Wi-Fi AP. Additionally, you may set your device to prompt if you want to connect to networks. This may stop your device from automatically connecting, but now transfers this control to the user. If you're out in public and trust a familiar AP, which is actually the SSID, you might still tap the connect button unaware that you have actually connected to a Pineapple or another rogue AP. You can also set up a Pineapple alert to show up in your list of nearby access points to know there's a WIFIpineapple nearby. There are also workarounds to mitigate the attack, such as disabling the automatically connect to remember access point feature in most operating systems. The best possible advice is, if you do not trust the Wi-Fi AP, turn on Wi-Fi and use your 3G, 4G connection on your mobile or 3G, 4G modem. And coming soon is something new, and it's called the Green for the Anti-Pineapple, a small portable anti-pineapple device. So thank you everyone for taking your time on watching this tutorial video about WIFIpineapple. Thank you and see you next time.